blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time.
Hello. It's your girl, Melikia K, Courtney. Welcome to Sanctuary Experience, or SXP MetaMorphosis 365, which is a growth podcast. We're going to kick it off like we always do. Gratitude. That's pretty much what we do around here, and we ain't going to stop doing that from around here. How about that? Thank you to Sunshine Cromwell, who is the reason I got connected to this station to do podcast here with you guys at Blast Music 247. And while I do that, let me pop this banner. Oh, wait. Bam. I'm going to give you a moment to scan that QR code. You want to follow blastmusic247.com. If you are one of two people. One, you like music, you like fun things and easing and the whole none of that. You want to go over there and follow as a fan and enjoy the content. Two, if you're an artist and you'd like to have your music played, become a blast artist so that your music can be played during a podcast. How about that? Bam. Okay, let's see. Put that away. And then Sunshine Cromwell, her podcast is every Friday at 7 p.m. Shine Vibrations. If you have not tasted that wonderful deliciousness, please go and do part 2. I'm really grateful to be able to come and podcast with you guys and to share all the mystical, magical things that God has kind of pressed me to share. So that's why I pull up here every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, I gotta say, here and there, you may catch a pre-recording, but for the most part, I pull up live to engage and to pour out some wisdom and love and learning. Today's topic, the conditions of unconditional. Now, the fun part is when you hear those words, for whatever reason, people are so consistent to tack the word love in on the end. But I do want to broaden that thought a little bit before we get started, because be it far from me not to play in the love pool too, but give that a thought even for yourself. When you hear the words conditional and unconditional, do you automatically add the word love at the end of that? And if that is the case, and you do that magic thing, wow, it's really, really interesting. So, like I said, be it far from me to not have some fun with this and play a game. I have invited my partner under the bus with little notice to come and play a game tonight, which is a whole lot of nerve, but it should be fun because we're both pretty, we both got the giggles, S and G's on us for sure. And I've been in the bag teaching. It is time to have some fun and act out a little bit. So I figured I might as well not act out by myself. Let me introduce you guys to my partner. Da-da-da. Oh, I'm not an over fan of how this looks, but let me get some volume on it. How are you?
I am well. Thank you for inviting me and bringing me up to the podcast. And I'm not entirely certain with what's going to happen and what's going on. I'm not nervous at all. Not scared. I'm not.
Don't faint, don't pass out. So I figured, one of my favorite things to do is play. Like I think play is probably the best method of learning. Like it worked for us when we were kids. We learned most of the things that we learned through the method and means of playtime. So why mess up a good thing?
Sounds like me. I love playing, and I love playing with you. You are hilarious.
Hey. Why, thank you. As are you. You're pretty funny, dude. Okay, so before we even get into the game, I figured I would ask the question to you directly. When it comes to the words conditions, condition and unconditional specifically, do you always have the word love pop to mind when you're hearing that line of terms?
When I hear the word conditional or unconditional, do I immediately think of love? Is that the question?
Mm-hmm.
If they are alone and apart from the word love, following them, I don't think of love immediately.
Right.
I try and understand the context that they're in. Whatever sentence or story or is being said, conditionally or unconditionally.
Okay.
Because I think that encompasses more than just love, even though people want to gravitate to it.
And that's what I've noticed. Like a lot of times I'll be speaking about something completely else. And then, and even in tinkering with AI or such like this, immediately drawn conclusions, which I find really, really interesting. So I figured it would be fun to create a game, and I definitely enlisted Chat GPT. That was BT or BT. I don't know whichever one of the name of it is. So I had an idea, and I figured, listen, I want to have fun. I want to play a game. This is the kind of game I want to play. Boom, boom, boom. Put the specs in it, and the objectives, yada yada, and then let's play this game. And seeing as how we're going to be having a wonderful conversation tomorrow night with Tiffany and Tio and Miss Lady over AI and its benefits or not, we're going to have something wonderful to bring to that conversation because we're going to try it. Good.
Okay.
Okay, let's
I
do
mean,
it.
so just so I'm understanding,
Okay.
there's love game afoot. Okay, with some
Okay.
questions that was helped by AI.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and what could possibly go wrong?
What could go wrong? Who knows? Like I put the parameters in there and what what I wanted. Da, da, da. But I think it's gonna be painless. let's find out. Let's find out. Okay. Do 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 do. Oh wait, we can't do that. We gotta do the other stuff. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so we are so not going to do, and I did send you like a rubric of it, so you were not just completely out in the dark. Did you see that at all?
Oh, I only saw the link to get here. So then, okay, is that
Well, I try to give you a heads up, a little one.
when I say I'm going by Braille right now?
Okay,
Okay.
no worries.
So do I need to follow that to play the game, or am I following?
Nah, you don't. I just gave that to you just so you can have a quick look at it and not be
Okay.
completely thrown under the bus and roll back over. And that was kind of where it was at.
I'm wrapped up between the back axles, and it's I'm used to that spot. I have a hammock there. You know, I I, I have chips hidden. It's okay.
Okay, so let's hop into the game. The first part of the game, and hi, I see comments popping in. We're going to like jump headlong into this. Hey, Brodia! Time to act out. do, 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 do. All right, so the first part is like a silent stare. I am so not about to do that because that is that we could do another time. You know what I mean? Like the silent stare, where you just sit and stare at each other for like 3 minutes, which I find to be extra creepy and very funny, and probably more conducive if we're face to face. It reminds me of some other stuff that we're not going to get into, but we are going to get into this first one. All right, so we're going to do the You Matter Echo game, but we're going to do it poet style. No, the look on your face is priceless. I can't take it. All right. So here's the fun. You are a prompt god, so I don't feel bad for you because you hand out prompts. I can't feel bad for you. I can't feel bad for me because I hand out prompts too. So we're about to get this work. Are you ready?
Sure. So
Okay.
what exactly am I doing in this You
It's gonna be
Matter?
painless. It's gonna be painless, sort of. So
Many
your
doctors, or yeah.
your prompt is, or our prompt is. I will do it like that. We'll both share a prompt. You matter because painless,
Okay.
right?
Okay. So then I fill in the blank.
Oh,
And then You Matter because fill in the blank
poetical.
capacity. Okay.
I'll be quiet. Okay.
Okay. It, so who starts? Ladies first. Myself. What we doing? Oh, great.
You're the guest, so
hmm You matter because My days are brighter, my eyes are wider, the air is sweeter because of you.
Is that your pausing point? I guess we probably should have established that.
I mean,
It works for me. It totally works for me. We could do that. Okay, your last line was?
because of you.
Because of you, the world still stands. Because with the temper I had, danger was at hand. because, because of you, the sun burns a bit brighter. Because of you, my heart exists in a state that's much lighter than when we first met. And we have had our ups and downs and mountains and challenges and a pool of regret that we could have swam in, but we don't. And you matter to me even more because of all of what was created that kind of satiated the need to look backwards. Back to you.
I did a line, you did a page. Okay.
Dang.
You matter because when I thought I was on my last breath, you spared yours. When I found myself falling, you were my landing place. When I did not believe, you gave me your faith. When I did not have answers, you continued to let me ask questions. When I sat in the dark, you offered me your light, and when I even tried to blow your candle out, you let me know you'd sit there with me. You matter because you reminded me I matter. You matter because every moment in time has more meaning that I know you, that you are here. You matter because every fiber of my being seeks you. My nose sniffs for you. My ears listen for you. My fingers reach for you. My skin tingles for you. And I don't know if this space is one that I can speak with my tongue, but you matter to me because your laughter is like a song. Your smile is like sunshine. Your words are silk and wisdom wrapped together. And your hands are healing and comfort. And every day is better that you are. Dun, dun.
Absolutely beautiful. You matter because you matter to me because you matter to God. Many people search for rare gems and jewels, but I'm recognizing more and more as the days go on that God handpicked me for you or you for me, whichever way that flows. It's like we were written kinetically, cosmically, interstitially. When you sum it all up, I do the math and it keeps equaling we. I love the man you are and the patience that you have, your diplomacy and the perspective that outlasts my potential for rage. you are able to be that buffer and hold me, not necessarily like a cage, but a place of safety. And that means very much to me. I am able to play. I'm able to laugh and suspend reality when it's us out and about and exploring life like two little kids. I found a friend in you, and it's more than I can say for any other experience I've had romantically. So this is just a moment from for you from me. Thank you for being amazing. Oh, headphones it is. I'm gonna give the technical moment. Do. Gucci, you can hear me. I can't hear you either. How about that? Let's see. Hey, Brony, can you hear me? And can you hear Scott? Oh, he just got raptured. Hallelujah. Okay. So when StreamYard raptures happen, I don't know if there's a StreamYard Jesus. I know there's a Clubhouse Jesus. So maybe he'll see Clubhouse Jesus while StreamYard is resurrecting. So, oh, let's try again. I see a face. Did you live?
I am so sorry. My phone rang and then it knocked out your audio. So
DND. Hit
yeah,
that do not disturb.
button is. I apologize.
No apologizing needed unless you fart on the mic. So that was fun. How do you feel after playing that game?
I felt like I had more to go. I wanted to say more. I wanted to hear more of what you said. And I was mad that that call knocked out, what you were saying.
Want me to yell at him? No. Want me to beat him up? But not really.
I was fully prepared to come in with, you matter because you are an irreverent reverend. There isn't a frame that I could form that I could fit you in if I wanted to, and one that you would not dare allow yourself to go. You are full of mischief and a comedian that makes me laugh uncontrollably. You are unconventional. You are not typical. You are everything I couldn't imagine.
Nightmares included?
You are everything I couldn't imagine.
Fair enough, fair enough.
And you are perfectly who you are. And I appreciate that.
Merci, monsieur. I have enjoyed the exercise. And that's a fun moment. It's very interesting. And to think, I'm truly in mischief mode, y'all. So to like quiet myself into thinking, like, wait, think. It's pretty funny. So that was our You Matter Echo game, and thank you for playing. So that's one. All right, let's get into some real dirt. So boundaries. A lot of people do not talk about boundaries, and I figure we can be both. And I would ask you, what is a boundary that you would like to have more in place between us that I can do better at respecting or understanding even?
For the record, and this is your platform. I don't know if the Us has ever been fully debuted and recognized, acknowledged, or stated on your platform.
Because we keep so I'm pretty private about things, and this is definitely a step in the opening a window into my personal life and your personal life, because we've done a pretty damn stellar job of keeping people out of our business, and I think that is that is wisdom. That is
Oh,
wisdom.
absolutely.
Everybody don't get to be in the cup trying to stir the tea or add their flavor and their sugar. I don't believe in that behavior.
I
I
agree
think
with
that's
you.
why a lot of people fail.
I just want to make mention of that to find out your comfort level on your platform and respect your space. Speaking about us, as it has not been spoken as freely here as in elsewhere. But with that said, and knowing that you trust me and such, I just wanted to say that.
Okay.
Now, what boundary do I think you can do a better job at?
Better job
Me.
understanding or better job acting in on.
So I'll say this first. Um, and I say this with love because these games can take different turns and such. Um, I would, whatever I'm saying, I'm going to say as an observation, not as a
Okay.
criticism. Okay?
Okay.
Because um, I first and foremost, we're in a public space, and I'm not going to criticize you publicly, and
Okay.
I'm definitely not going to criticize how you are with me in our relationship publicly. That's
Understood.
never going to happen. Okay.
Understood. Mm-hmm.
So, with that said, an observation I would offer would be this. Um, I would offer you two observations. One, um, there are times where all right, I'll do the smaller observation.
Spill it, man. Good.
Um, I pray for you.
Okay.
I pray for your day. I pray for your night. I
Mm-hmm.
pray for your sleep, and I pray for your day. And for me, because I take time and thought in what I would like to see manifest for you.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I would love to hear back more of what you take the time to think of. If you want to take the time to think of, to
Mm-hmm.
pray for me in the manifesting, not I pray the same for you.
Got it. I receive
Okay.
that. Yes.
Okay. Because I feel even though we're a couple, we're on our own individual, unique paths as well. And the things that I'm praying for you are not inherently the exact same things I need prayed for or to manifest.
Understood.
And so there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think I'll leave the other one for private conversation, but that one I will share.
Text it to me now so you don't forget.
I, I
So,
I'm doing this on the phone, so I don't want. I've already had one technical glitch, but I'll
oh, I
remember.
understand. Okay, okay, fair
I'll
enough.
remember.
Fair. Don't forget. I
Okay.
appreciate that, and I receive that, and I can understand how that. I can understand that better. See what I mean? Does that make
Mm,
sense? Right.
yeah.
I understand what you
Yeah.
need better. I appreciate you sharing that, and I love the way you framed it. And I don't take it as a criticism. I think we all gotta grow, and when people are seeking to be in relationship, it's so often that people don't want to ask those questions. You know, folks think they already know, especially when they get grown. Everybody know everything already, and you don't. So I appreciate that. Let me think.
Well,
I throw us both under the bus.
while you're thinking, I'll say this. I think some people don't want to ask the questions because they don't think of prepping the ground for it. You know, you can't just throw a seed onto the ground and expect it to grow.
That's true.
So, similarly speaking, that's why, you know, and I know I may seem over the top with it with my diplomacy and whatever, but prior to even approaching and answering your question, I made all those caveats. I said all of those things because I want your heart to know that what I'm doing is I'm doing it from a safe space
Sure.
for us. And I want you comfortable in whatever I'm about to do, trusting in whatever I'm about to do. So that way, when it's done, you know I'm not coming from any place but I love you.
And I can respect that. And the fun part is like we're quite different people. We really meet in our commonalities of mischief and humor and ridiculousness. We really are cut from the same cloth on that, and on how we love people. So I think those are our full on connectors, and then the willingness just to sit and discuss. And but when it comes to temperament and approach, because my approach is like this is it. This is what it is, and I am quite concise and quite direct, and you are wise in taking that time in doing the extra to make sure that it's communicated. I respect that and I receive it, and then I feel I am wise and getting to the point. So there is that's where we differ, in our approach. So I can really appreciate what you've just shared, and thank you for that. When it comes to a boundary, I had to think about that for a second. I'm like, okay. The only thing that really came to mind, and this is just the truth of the matter, this is the only thing that came to mind, is sometimes my brain is not ready for the length of what's being said or the rapid pace of what's being said. Because especially if I'm in quiet zones, my mind is like in 3 places already. I'm not even fully still in the body yet, and I'm listening. Spirit is still talking, and then I'm trying to receive what you're saying. So sometimes I'll be like, what'd you say? What'd you say? So the what you says are from that, and I think that's a place of understanding. I think that could be better. Does that make sense?
It does.
You understand that? Okay.
No, it does, and it takes me a little bit to pick up on where you are, because we all operate from our own perspective. So, like when I'm up and I'm ready to go, I'm moving like the rest of the world is ready to go. And if you're not like there, it takes me a minute to be like, oh, wait a second, she's still getting her data back from her backup server. Things are still coming online.
Yes.
I can go 1,000 miles an hour at times. First thing, I
Much appreciated. No apology needed. I think this is just it's a growth point. Like we can both understand one another better, and we can both work to be better at that. And then we can check back in, because I love to measure. I know that I love to measure, is it improving? Like, have we listened? Did we implement, and did we grow in it? And I think that's good that we were able to verbalize it and understand it. And now, can nobody act like they don't know? You know what I mean? Like, we know. I understand that. I fully understood what you said. So cool. Let's see. I'm sharing Brian's message. What she said was, so whenever I see or hear conditional/unconditional love, love never crosses my mind. I'm just weird like that. But I don't know that that's weird. I just think it's pretty cool that you have a or at least this is how it comes across to me. Somebody may feel another way, but the way it comes across to me is you are able to hear the words being spoken without jumping to the conclusion of what's about to be said. And we all can examine ourselves for that kind of behavior, especially my ADHD people, ADHD and ADDs, us we be down the road, especially when the conversation's like, my damn, like, what? Man, there's a point to what you're saying. I bet it is, but it was like, I'm 13 in the other direction. I don't even know what to talk about no more. So I understand that. And it is a training. I literally had to walk through training to be able to sit still and listen, and to be fully present and hear, like to silence the mind. So that was conditioning and work and meditation. Ooh, we're at 29:48. So I'm going to pause and do our station fun stuff, and then we'll go back to the game. Fair enough?
Am I going to write?
Probably. You always write. That's not new. So, okay. I'm going to put you downstairs while I do these station announcements. BRB. Get your hands up. Say, wee.
Ah,
There he goes. Okay, so I appreciate you guys pulling up to play with Scott and I as we move through a little fun little mischief and think about the conditions and unconditional. We're going to move into that conversation. Yeah, I think, well, I don't know. You got ADD. Okay. I'm reading comments while I'm talking. Hey, beautiful. You missed the first part of the shenanigans, Devlin. Okay, so like I said before, if you've taken time to follow Blast Music 247, you already know that as a fan, you can enjoy the music. As an artist, you can have your music shared. So I would like to share one of the artists on Blast. Let's see. Let's do with this young son is. Who's this one?
The beginning and knowing, and middle ground tells me we're moving. Trust in the universe, you say. Don't you let nothing stand in the way. We're winning. Ain't got time for yesterday. We're steady keeping the faith. Tomorrow is not promised. Why not live today? We're breathing. Crisscross and mismatched shoes. Wrong path, now what to do? We're cruising. Lampshade against moonlight, offset the dark from night. We're gleaming. Ain't got time for yesterday. We're steady keeping the faith. Tomorrow is not promised. Why not live today? We're breathing. Prude clicks and passers by can't dream life beyond the skies. They're losing. Soft lips behind the lies, hate resting in their eyes. They're scheming. Ain't got time for yesterday. We're steady keeping the faith. Tomorrow is not promised. Why not live today? We're breathing. Ain't got time for yesterday. We're steady keeping the faith. Tomorrow is not promised. Why not live today? We're breathing. Hey, Melikia, ba-da-da, ocean. Sweet, do-dee-dee, ba-da-da, ba-da-da-ba-doo-ba. Yeah, Melikia, ba-da-da, ocean.
All right, Andrea. That's Andrea with Ain't Got Time. So definitely do submit your music at blastmusic247.com. I'm going to share a couple of more things with you. If you have not taken time to follow Blast Music 247 and this channel, Melikia K, Courtney, follow both. I'm going to give you a few seconds to do that.
That is how you build your discipline. And your discipline is what will carry you throughout the year. Think of your folks who are into martial arts. It is a discipline. Think of your folks who meditate like I do. It is a discipline. It is such a discipline, such a practice that I can move quickly into it. I can move quickly into state because I practice. Think of doctors. They practice. It is not an exact science, but we practice, right? And we build our discipline and we continue to learn and to grow. So this is what I'm saying when it comes to habits. So why is it important?
Okay. That was your opportunity to follow what's going on, beautiful lady. And my sissy. Peace. Hey, beautiful queen. And sis, I saw that stuff on your Facebook, that thing with that child on the bus. Lord have mercy. Had to pray. Okay, so hold on one moment. One more again. We got a little bit more to share, and then we're getting back to our conversation. Let's go.
He loved her while grabbing her body to pull her into loving arms. He loves her while grabbing the headboard. He loved her while choking her gently till the lights went out. No words, no doubt of passive insensitivities. Loved her safest in his mind when she was on her knees or him flat on his back, staring dreamily into eyes. Got the feeling that she danced lively in a world full of danger. Stranger the happenings, the more captivating. His thick hair and comely bulges caused her budget to decrease. Steadily efforts paid to please him, paycheck his being back together. Prayer, positive words, and whatever alabaster box that bastarded-hearted curmudgeon called for or demanded. Silently bewitching pools. Wormholes she laced her tongue through. Unknown galaxies awaited. Worm on the hook, she baited him with clarity. Oceanic love, skydiving insanity. Plunge into her need. His strong arms kept her as she bleed to death. Without him, there's no man left on earth. Amazonian crown, king, queen, royalty, she bowed her head. Crowns rolling off down Brown's legs like meatballs from atop spaghetti. Heavy is the crown. Water, I'm so thirsty now. Help me, she tried to scream out. Only thing is, that's exactly what he was doing. Healing her from life. Bewildered, suffocating all the knots is not what you think. He only sought to return her life to ink. Rewrite. And maybe next time she'd get it right. Or perhaps not. In body and out, they've been each other's operator. I need a way out for one another. Not just acquainted breaths, but been friend, mother, sister, lover, wife. Elemental air, broken bread, saline, love of my life. Catalyst, antagonist, and prime. Singuloid, that one mind. Yeah, this time, she loved him without grip. She loved him as the stingers pierced daily in and out of her. Allergy, world blurry, and she couldn't see. She loved him through hot to cold, black mold, sweaty walls. Tongue to left and to right, mirrors to souls of soul, dangling disco balls of flashes. Lifetimes hanging walls of memories. Did I find him, or did he find me? Conspiracy, focus synchronicities to ensure love was rubbed like that wood stump of a famous tree. It's showtime. Legs already broken, so she can't stand. He's already guilty by the placement of his hands, fingerprinted, reminders all over her body, toes to thumb. She inhaled her last breath. Tears rolling down, and he comes. Pleasure, pure agony. He rapid to enter, 3 strokes, and he's centered. She's gone from this realm, and he's going with her.
Okay. And that is a piece by yours truly. Here we go. And the title is Inverted Love. You can find it across all of your streaming stations. I don't know what I just hit, doo-dah, but I hit something, so oops. Let me get my partner up here and make sure I can still be heard. Can you hear me?
I can hear
Okay.
you, partner.
I don't
That's
know what I
my
touched, but I
partner.
touched something.
That's my partner, y'all. And I'm not riding furniture and everything.
This is
That's
why
my
we pray. Cheer! Riot Jesus. Okay. So that is our break. And I just want to make sure I could be heard real quick. I'm going to ask you to give me just a second. I'm going to keep you up on the stage, though. So mindful. I am Melikia K. Courtney. That is the Givey and the Jobby. Professionally, I am the founder of Sanctuary Experience, licensed life coach, professionally trained ritual coach. Get it? Okay. If you're someone who is dealing with overwhelming stress, that point that you just cannot break through, the trauma that keeps on traumatizing, that gift they keep on giving, and you don't want it no more, it's time to talk. September 12th through 14th, we're going to have our 3-day immersion. It's our 3-day experience for the women in the Tampa area. If you know that you need to be loved back to life, please do not sit there and die. Let's not do that. Don't sit and pretend like it's gonna work itself out. Oh, it's gonna be okay. Houseway, if you do not step up and take some action, if you do not seek the help or guidance that you need, if you do not reach out for a sister and a sisterhood, houseway. Okay, so this is my powerful invitation to you to connect, get your deposit in, and be ready to have boots on the ground September 12th through 14th and get this work. Now, yes, we are going to work, believe and trust me, I'm about that mischief, and we're going to have fun, and we eat very, very well, and we have a good time. There's waters involved. Okay, darlings. So that haven't been shared, keep that in mind. Again, September 12th through 14th, tap in with me. You can check out the site and do your deposits, everything through the site, thereboundcoach.com/sanctuary. That is the partner affiliate site for this area, and it's thereboundcoach.com/sanctuary. Okay. You can also email lifeissanctuaryxp@gmail.com for more information. Life is sanctuary, letters X and P @gmail.com. All right, so that is what you need to know for that. Let's get to it. Much our conversation. All right, so we have been playing the couples game and just get into some conversation, talked a little bit about boundaries, had some fun with the You Matter Because. And in this part of the conversation, I really wanted to hear from you on your thoughts of conditional and unconditional as it relates to life, as it relates to business, as it relates to romantic involvement. And this is me tossing the mic to you.
Okay, so
Football.
well then I got to do the Beckham 3-finger catch, for my Giants. Yeah. So thinking about conditional and unconditional love and what it is and what that means, and is it real, does it exist, and where do people place it? First thing I think about is conditional and unconditional. What does that mean? And to me, it comes across as expectations. What are you expecting to happen and not to happen to be able to be in a state of love with that individual? Now, the other side of it is when someone talks about love, what exactly are they talking about? Are they talking about relationship? Um, or are they talking about being able to love someone beyond relationship? Can you love someone from a distance whom you are not connected to in any relational way? There are some people who say they have unconditional love for everybody in the world. Um, and, there are those who would say that's a spiritual goal, and they're not, you don't know nor have any expectation of that person in the street whom you have or have not met yet. So maybe there is a possibility there. That said, when you're in a relationship with someone, there are inherently going to be expectations. So the more I think about it, when you're in a romantic relationship with someone, it is conditional. And it is conditional from a standpoint of expectations. Expectations, for example, the first things that come to mind are the things that you shouldn't do, you won't do, you bet not do, kind of thing in a relationship. Otherwise, the relationship is over. No disrespect or physicality, or you know, if we are us and we are exclusive, then we are us and we are exclusive, and honesty and all of those things.
Mm-hmm.
That inherently means expectations and conditions. On the opposite side of the frame, things that you would expect on the positive: love, communication, caring, understanding, growth. And while it may not come from a demand standpoint, like similar to, akin to, you best not cheat on me, you best not swing on me, all those kinds of things, at the exact same time, on the other side, it's more of a, for us to grow together and for what I'm looking for with you, I know this is what I need. And is this an us of what we need to be able to move forward? So there are conditions there, and so to me, it's very, looking at it from that perspective, it's hard for me to say love is unconditional, because if you say love has no expectation within the confines of a relationship, then how are you actually then relating to one another? Because that is relationship. Now, the last point you wanted me to touch on was professional and business, and I would also say there is conditional. If you even want to say love, because there is expectation. There is expectation of subordinates. There is expectation of what the job that you are working for to do for you on your behalf. There are many expectations that are placed within the confines of a job. However, the key difference that I would make there, between love relationship and professional relationship, especially for those who will tell you, I love my job and I've been there forever and I'll do everything for them and this, that, and the other, remove the emotion. Because while there are expectations, rightful expectations for a job to fulfill for you and for you to fulfill for a job, none of them are predicated on emotion. And none of them should be predicated on emotion. So how you feel about your job should not have anything to do with, just like how your job feels about you. No, it's performance and everything else. So I tried to run the gamut of everything you threw out there as best I could. And hopefully I made it into the end zone, or at least close there too. Thank you. And,
I appreciate it.
should I pitch something back to you? This is your platform. You let me know, because you pitched the microphone to me. Tell me what to do now.
I yield to a question master. So I was going to answer that same question, but I yield to a question master, because you are a monster with the questions, like beast mode. So while we have you here, let's get it. 2020 has just begun.
So you asked the question, defining and what is love? Is it, especially within the confines of a relationship, is it conditional? Is it not?
Okay.
If you do find that love is conditional, who sets the conditions and how?
If you do find that love is conditional, who sets the conditions and how? And we're speaking about romantically?
Yes.
Okay. So Melikia's opinions, Melikia's experience. Blend together, come and answer this question. Okay. Let's do some background. I've got over 25 years for domestic violence awareness. I'm at about 9 years of focusing in on the solutions. So not just the awareness, but the solutions. Okay. I've been in many relationships, free spirits, for real, and dated across the rainbow. So I don't believe that there's any anchoring into, oh, you must be this color or this color to get this response or have this mindset. No. What I find is when people come together and they assume, and I mean like assume the position, they assume the roles of romantic involvement. I've yet to see where someone comes blank slate without an expectation, without a desire, without a hope, because even your hopes are pouring in a little salt and pepper into the color and flavor of your expectation. I've not seen that, so I believe that even in the assuming of the position and coming into relationship, there is a table, a bag, a suitcase, a duffel, a black bag, 30 gallon of expectations coming with and hopes coming with. And not only that, every last one of those containers that people tend to bring into the next relationship with them, unless they've taken time to clean that mess up, there are fragments of brokenness, broken hope, broken expectation, and the things that worked well. Well, this person did this so very well, so I'm expecting this person to do this so very well, which is farcical. Like, you done bumped your head real hard in some cases to move in those expectations. Now, I fully believe that, like, I've had this conversation, I think we all had this conversation in Tips space about love or unconditional love, and it was my argument that unconditional love doesn't exist. Someone tried to hit me with some Bible scriptures, and I was like, you read that wrong. Like a lot of people do, reading the word wrong. It was never about that. Even in your simplest things, we were talking about work earlier. You accept a role, and there has been a laying out of what's needed to fulfill that role. So if you're going to take that job, then you'll do that job. Okay, let's move it over into romantic relationships. You coupling, and especially if you're in the U.S., it don't matter where you are, across the world, across the diaspora, across the whatever genders, there are freaking roles because there's tasks, there's needs, especially when you bring children to the picture. There are things that need to be done. So some have strengths in this, some have weaknesses in that. And it is the expectation of the person who has the strength in it to do that. That's the expectation. Does it make it fair? Hell no. You know what I mean? And people come in with expectations of 50-50. That's another joke that people tell. So there's a lot of unrealistic approach when it comes to relating and getting into coupling and relationships and romance and then being silent. Like we had the conversation about boundaries. Some people don't ever want to really talk about the boundaries. They don't want to say, hey, listen, this is what I need. I need you. I almost said it real hardcore. Halfway clean it up. I need you to STFU for like 20 minutes and just leave me alone. Like, don't talk to me. Don't look at me. Don't breathe for me. Don't need for me. Let me be for 20 minutes. Okay. Like sometimes people feel that way. And then sometimes folks are like, oh my God, come hug on me and love on me and rub on me and be hot, be my blanket, be my pillow, be my squishy, kitty cat, the whole nine of that. And if you do not express your needs, but expect them, it's a setup. It's a setup. So I believe to answer your question, everybody brings their pot of gold expectations into the relationship. And I'm not saying that everybody has a full pot. Maybe some people only have a few coins. They need to be acknowledged. They need to be seen and they need to be heard. Or some people come because they need to pour out love. They need someone to accept their love. And maybe they don't even recognize that, but that is in place as well. So we all do well to sit back and look at the places of our expectation and weigh it. You being reasonable, my dude? Are you bugging? And that's when I say my dude, I'm talking to men and women and people who don't want to identify as either one, but you got a vagina or a penis. I'm talking to y'all too. So That's what I would offer. Does that answer your question?
The question.
Ooh, voice went away.
You hear me?
Oh, okay, here now.
Okay. The question. So
Nope.
I'm not going to say that it said right or wrong.
I'm not hearing you. It's going in and out. Say again.
The question as you answered it is now answered. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Hold on one second. Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say your answer is right or wrong per se. Only because since we're on such a topic of relationship and you prefaced it with what you believe, what you think, your opinion, I'm going to take it for what it is. That's what yours is. And I'm not going to tell you if you're right or wrong or,
I
left
don't
of
get
center.
no mansplaining.
I mean, if you really want.
Go on the mansplaining for me one time, for the one time.
Now listen here, little lady. I just need you to sit still, kind of close your mouth. As a matter of fact, I'll explain to you while you get me a sandwich. When it comes to these things about who sets the standard and the line of delineation, I mean, we all know that the men are the one who are chosen to draw straight where all the lines are, and the women are the ones who have to follow them. So as such, of course, we who are stronger and lead the way and the covering and the blah 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 will go forth and do all the setting of where the line of embarkation deembarkation is, and we'll point out to you where it is, and we'll let you know if you have a toe over it or not, and help you get back in line, you sweet little tink tink that you are. But as long as you stay somewhere between the kitchen and the table in the dining room, vacuuming or our time together in prayer in the bedroom, you'll be fine. Just as long as you heed my direction, all is well.
Oh, listen to this, Lord. And services will be held.
This is the perfect moment when the chairs pop up behind me and the music pops up. I know you're shining down.
I need a dove. I just need a dove. And a quick t-shirt with an RIP on that hoe.
How to become a hashtag.
Mansplaining is hazardous to your health. Public service announcement. We don't session. You should try that shit. Okay. Oh, I need to breathe. Thank you for mansplaining. I really appreciated that moment of mansplaining.
I got to pat you on your head one time.
and hit it with the tink. I said, "Oh, you feeling no pain? Okay. All right.
See, they don't know how far you are from me right now that I can even throw and bring me a sandwich.
Oh, them thousands of miles of distance is safe. It's safe.
If we were broadcasting next to each other, I'd be like, "Nah, I'm good."
I'm not falling for that banana and tailplate. Okay, good Lord. Wait, say that again. I didn't catch it.
Let me put the dog in between us
What'd
first.
You say? Oh, he's on my side. Your dog is my dog. He traded. Okay, there was one other thing. We're gonna do a rapid fire of questions, and then we're gonna get up out of here.
Okay.
When do you feel safest to be fully yourself with me?
Ooh, and these are rapid fire, so I just gotta. Okay, yeah. When do I? All right, repeat that one more time.
When do you feel safest to be fully yourself with me?
Whenever we're together. I feel, I hope these answers don't come back to haunt me later. Oh my God. I feel I feel myself around you and safe to be myself around you all the time. But I fully enjoy the me that I discover when we're together and we go out to do things, open mics and karaoke, or just discover new stuff. And it's the me that I discover that I truly enjoy.
What are the things you believe love must do to prove it's real?
Honor, protect, um, grow peace, nurture, um, and heal.
Interesting. Interesting. Were there conditions on love in your childhood?
I feel there were. Do you want me to expound on that? I mean,
Nope.
I
Rapid
feel
fires. What scares you most about giving love unconditionally?
the fact that I believe it's conditional. So that means I'm giving away myself essentially for free, with no guarantee that it would ever be reciprocated that way.
I had a thought about unconditional. The thought where unconditional kind of slides in my mind is the unconditional willingness. So, and I don't even know that it fully exists, but it's just a thought. The unconditional willingness to come to the conversation, to call questions, to talk about anything that's on the table, to like leaving that as a non-option. Like we will never make it optional to not discuss what's on the table. Being unconditional about that willingness, not making it an option, and keeping willingness sacred. So I think if willingness is in place, and then you will be willing to talk, you will be willing to sit, you will be willing to listen, you would be willing to take an action, willing to work, willing to grow. And that's just a thought, it's to be threaded.
I see where you're going. I was following you there. I think to nurture that, the willingness grows so long as there is safety for that place to sit on the table.
So put the matches away.
Well, and I want to be clear. I'm matching your thought process with my thought process, not in any way for anyone who is watching.
I meant the
Saying,
fiery matches, like flames.
well, whatever. I mean, anything you're referring to, but I just want to be clear. I'm not in any way suggesting that you make me feel unsafe in any way. I'm not suggesting
I
that.
don't think that.
I don't. I'm more talking to the viewers than you, but
Okay.
The willingness has to be there. But sometimes the reason people are not willing is because what's on the other side of that when they go to do the thing that you want them willing to do. People don't want smoke.
I am rolling with these comments. You will do all the tinkling on trees and lifting the heavy stuff and sweating, hollering. Jesus.
What am I missing?
Some of the comments. Devlin is hilarious. That's what I'm going to say.
Devlin, you're grounded. Abyss.
Grounded. Choose you wisely on that day, sir. Okay. I'm going to slide, make sure I didn't miss anything else. Okay. Question. And then respect to the questions, and we're going to escape. Can love still be unconditional and have boundaries?
I think our English language doesn't do the word love justice. When you think in other languages that have 6 different or more words for the word love to give more space to what you really mean, it sounds to me like people are trying to cram something in to a very small space when it comes to love, unconditional, conditional, love, unconditional, conditional. Can you still have unconditional love with conditions? Ugh. I'll say anything is possible. Um, I think it's within that individual from the standpoint of this. You can choose to love anyone, okay, however you
Mhm.
want to love them, as much as you want to love them, despite what they do to you and what you do to them, good or bad. You can love them unconditionally, but in the same vein, that doesn't mean you love unconsequentially, because because with that comes consequence. And as beautiful as unconditional love sounds, rarely do you ever find it working out beyond the places that are spoken spiritually of what God means for you or we mean for God. When it's between human beings,
Mhm.
in my opinion, in my humble opinion,
Understood.
um, unconditional love can leave people bereft of soul.
Yeah, I think that's good. That's true. Um, so, and this is a thought. It seems like sometimes we're definitely deviating from these questions right quick, but it comes across like sometimes when people, I've literally heard the words, "You're supposed to love me unconditionally," which I find is hilarious. And it was an effort to justify some dirt and insist on forgiveness, which is again retarded. Like knock it off, like for real, cut crap. And when people are using unconditional love or forgiveness as a tool to manipulate a partner into remaining in the relationship or to moving past a point that may be impassable otherwise. Shame on you. just 2 seconds of thought. But somebody got to pee in your shoes for that kind of behavior. You know what I mean? Knock it off. So, and I share these things. We're having fun. We're having a great conversation, and we're sharing a lot of keys for the people who are listening and gleaning. So I hope you are picking up what we're putting down, even though we're having fun and goofing off at the same time. Last couple of questions, and we really are getting out here. I actually have the last one, huh?
You did the last question?
No, I got another one. What's one rule about love that you're willing to release tonight? Maybe it's something that's restrictive. Maybe it's something that that's a rule that you have in place that's built because of a past experience. So now you have a rule in place about love, and maybe it's something that can be released to make more room for love to flow. Do you have anything that exists that way?
Like a belief system that is old and antiquated and I can let go? Is that where that question is coming from?
However, it strikes you.
I can share one that I let go that I think would be pertinent, especially within the confines of us. There's not one that's present that I can think I can let go of. That I think I have that needs to be released. But I did share this with you already, so I think you'll be comfortable with me sharing it with the populace. Um, I have learned, thankfully, I've learned from meeting you, having you in my life, falling in love with you and such, the foolishness and ignorance of, no, this ain't gonna come across right, so I'm just gonna say it for what it is.
Fire away.
Okay. We spend a lot of time looking for red flags. We spend a lot of time trying to place people within frames that we build that they were never meant for. We spend a lot of times trying to define people by snippets to the point where this is who you are within the paradigm that I understand, and does that fit within the confines of a yes or no, instead of getting to know someone for the human that they are. Truth be told, and I've said this to you out loud, in private, and I believe in public, when we have talked about our lives, based on where I came from once upon a time, there are many aspects of your own life that you shared with me that by definition would have been red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag. Oh my God, oh my God. I'm not going to say any of what those are here at all, because at the end of the day, I realized something from the perspective that you were talking about from past. I went through a relationship that supposedly had no flags and all was well, but crashed and burned so badly, I was prepared to leave this world. Okay? Just where it left me bereft for many different reasons. When I met you, I pulled that plug on my brain because it started for a second, but I pulled that plug on my brain and I said, wait a second, hold on. What if I just got to know you for you? Not who I think you should be, not for who I think you need to be or who you need to be to me. Or what if I got to know you? And let me tell you how refreshing, how enchanting, how just absolutely mesmerizing. You are a different human being. And there are layers of you to learn, so many pages to turn of the story of you, watching you in the now, becoming the tomorrow, and learning of who you were yesterday. And the fact of the matter is, you were not put here to fit in my frame. And there are a lot of people in relationships that if they could just get that fact, that your spouse was not put here to fit in your frame, they would get so much further. You would get another 10, 15 years out of your relationship just off that.
Goodness.
We're here to walk together. And to do so would require us to be hand in hand and be able to see where we're going together, which means, one, I know how to hold your hand. I need to walk with your legs and my legs. Do you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you now.
I need to know how to comfortably hold your hand, not too tight, not too loose. I need to know how to walk a pace with you so that your legs, even though you're a giant, which are shorter than mine, your feet that are smaller than mine, yet we can still walk in stride together. I need to see what you see. You need to see what I see. So we're still walking together. I need to know what you feel so I know you're comfortable and you know I'm comfortable along the way. If you're getting out of breath or if you want to pick it up, you know. You're not here to fit in my frame. I'm not here to fit in your box. We're here to grow and walk together. And that, putting that down, thinking that, you know, I need to find a person that matches this criteria, that criteria, this, that, and the other, has been a major paradigm shift.
See what I'm saying?
So,
that is how, that point.
Huh?
That is
how I would answer that question.
Okay. It bleeped out. I thought you were done, and then I realized your lips were moving. I'm like, wait, he's still talking. Well, I thank you for allowing me to throw you under the bus and welcome you to a game that could have gone one way or the other. And I'm glad. How brave you are.
Let's talk boundaries.
Talk
literally
about who?
5 minutes before. Hey, you want to play a game?
I
And
gave
you're
you
there
10
to play?
minutes.
Let's talk about boundaries, shall we?
I told you guys, I wasn't kidding when I said I'm a little bit mischievous. I'm a little mischievous. But it wasn't exactly like that. Like, it literally was a stroke of genius. I was like, that would be mad fun, because I was planning on talking about something completely else. Literally the conditions and unconditional, but to expound upon a conversation I had a few months ago. So that was the plan. And then that struck me. That was like 10 minutes before. And I'm like, ooh, want to play a game? Anytime you see that on the videos.
I feel very uncomfortable all of a sudden. Wow, I feel, okay. By the way, tell Devlin she doesn't know how big the safe is.
Oh, I love that poem. A safe within a safe within a safe is so beautiful. Like, I really do love that poem. That'll probably be a lot of nerve to ask you for that. It's kind of late.
You want that poem, baby?
It's nearby.
Okay. If we got
I
time,
love that poem so much. And then we're really leaving a promise after that. After that, we're done. Going far away. But I love that piece.
So you gotta let me get it up and get the glasses on and all.
Oh, there's a joke in there somewhere, poet.
You're not gonna.
We're gonna go. We're gonna giggle about that later. But I heard it. I know you heard it too. That's your favorite part within a safe, Devlin? When I heard that piece, I was like, no, this is either the most loving and amazingly protective thing on the planet, or there's danger here. It's one of the two. We gotta listen to the rest and see where we are. But
you know what? Just what? Okay, let's.
The harassment is always free. Like, I really do. I enjoy who you are as a human. I enjoy the truth in what you share, because it's very true. And I had the same moment of pause with what I was used to, or thought I wanted, needed / God always knows best. Like, it's pretty interesting, one. And then two, you are definitely in my top 3 poet zone, because you are a classic pen, a timeless pen, i.e. father time. And I believe that your pen and your writings, should you be kind enough to give them to the world and bequeath them to the coming pens.
The common pen?
The coming, not common.
Oh, okay.
Common, but the coming pens, up and coming pens, that'll be around 295 years from now when we're not. They will be able to enjoy the measure of your words, because they're so profound. So with that, it puts, you know what? That's why I love you, Devlin. That's how I know you're mine. Did you see what she put?
No, I did not.
It lotions the skin.
Oh, Jesus. What?
I used to say that to him all the time. It puts the lotion on her skin, or it gets the hose again.
Why is she?
That's how I know you're mine. This is crazy. Oh my God. Okay. On a note, are you ready, poet?
I am. I did find it. I got it. I'm just trying to. Okay, there we go. And a little bit more, and some of that, and with the. Okay.
Adjusting.
Okay. I think that should do it.
I'm going to mute.
Okay. Wrote this for my beloved Melikia K. Courtney, aka Lady Molotov. It is entitled Saving Time. If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity passes away, just to spend them with you. I stand before you, desirous of the one thing beyond me to possess,
more time. As I consider the long golden strand that is my life, measured prior to my first breath, and hung within the cosmic curtain of everything, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt. As I see you, I want to weave with you memories and future dreams in the present tense. I want to stitch together the reality of old wounds with the sutures of love and laughter brought on by happily ever after, always writing new chapters, never ending our story, because if I could save time in a bottle, I would save every sunrise over the horizon, every breeze off the water. I would save the first bloom of the rose, the autumn turn of the leaves, the first snowfall, the dance of the starlight in the sky and in your eyes. I would save the laughter, all of it, and yes, the tears when we held each other close. I would save the peace, the joy, the mischief two hearts could find, unmoored by time, awash in the waves of eternal love, because if I could save time in a bottle, I would protect it. I would place it in a safe, within a safe, within a safe, within a fortress, ringed with an array of firepower to protect every hour. I would dig a moat that was more like the ocean. I would erect a wall to touch the sky. I would station forces upon forces at every corner and door. I would offer signs as words of warning that death only awaits a fool's trespass. And I would do it all again to make every second last, because if I could save time in a bottle, I would learn every language to speak words of love over you. I would read every scripture to pray words of love over you. I would learn every note of every song on every instrument ever played, so my heart could possibly conduct the most soul-filled symphony from the depths of my essence, reaching your effervescence, titled I Love You in the Key of Us, culminating in the cosmic crescendo, giving all of heaven pause, with every angel hushed as I offered my lips to yours to seal our bond and intertwine our golden strands together forever, because if I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity passes away, just to spend them with you.
I love that poem so much. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. Thank you for sharing it. Thank you for sharing time. Thank you for jumping under the bus. Thank you for sharing insight. Thank you for being brave. Thank you for speaking the truth. Thank you for sharing insight and perspective and acting out with me. Thank you.
Thank you for trusting me on your platform and inviting me. Thank you for trusting us to be introduced on your platform. And I love you.
I love you, baby. So with that, I am going to politely get my tail up off of this thing, because it was supposed to be an hour, but don't tell nobody but Dad. Don't tell Troy. Before you go, please, I don't even know, I don't know what the thing was, but please introduce yourself, let the people know who you are and where to find you professionally.
Okay. So you can find me as Father Time every Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Clubhouse.
as one of the two co-founders, the other one is right over there, of Partners in Rhyme Lyrical Vibes. On my day that I do, I am Scott Harrell, the owner and founder of Harrell Consulting Group, business.
It's going in and out too bad.
Do you hear me now?
Yes.
Scott Harrell, owner of Harrell Consulting Group, a business consulting firm specializing in business funding for startups, bringing product to market, business expansion, and asset acquisition. Please give me a call or contact me online through my website so that we can be the bridge to your business tomorrow.
Thank you very much. And everybody had a question. Since I've participated on here, do I get a pass tomorrow? Do I need to answer that question? Because the answer ain't yes, it's no.
Yeah, I can help you with that before we go. Hold on. I think it's going to look a little something like this. Wait, hold on. There it is.
No.
No and Hell to the no.
To the
No.
We will see you in Mastermind. Ready. Okay, on that note, I'm going to drop you down to the back green room, and I'll see you in a bit. Thank you again. Scott Harrell, Father Time. All right, y'all. I've had an absolutely wonderful time today goofing off. I needed some playtime in the water. Thank you for joining me for SXP Metamorphosis 365. This is a growth podcast. If you have not taken time to binge all of the wonderful growth and tools and fun, go do that. Go hit episode 1, watch it all the way through. I teach in a very lecture and, as a matter of fact, style, but there are keys and tools and tips. And mind you, I stopped counting, but I believe in personal development and investing in self for it. So I've got six plus figures in the water in development and growth and educating, so that not only did I understand and process my own experiences and come to my conclusions, I did it in a way to make sure that I'm able to teach and to bring people along. So maybe you can identify with some of the things I've been through, and maybe you need some of the things I've taken time to learn to pour forward. All right. Thanks for coming. See you next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do catch up with me. As far as professionally with poetry, I am Lady Molotov. We'll be performing this Sunday, the 27th, for Wild Ones with Speak for the Culture in Tampa. We'll be participating in 2 back-to-school events, August 2nd and August 9th. One is in Tampa, the other is not. And we will be making sure that the children have backpacks. If you would like to participate as a volunteer and you live in that area, please do reach out to me, email or direct message. However, I'm on Instagram, Melikia.LadyMolotov. I'm on Facebook, Melikia Courtney. So, I just realized something that I need to check out too. But life is sanctuaryxp@gmail.com. So do get in contact. If you would like to donate to the effort and help us prepare the bags for the children, the backpacks, we do still need 100 backpacks more. 500 are secured. The 600, I think, are secured between the 2 events. And there's still 100 more needed. So please help us take care of these children. If you'd like to donate, what you do is my cash tag is Melikia C. And you put in the note line back to school so that we know that money is directly for that. And please do make sure you put back to school, because I do the fundraiser for DV that goes on throughout the year. And then the heavy concentration is in October. So, okay, I think that's everything you need to know for now. And I'll be back on Tuesday. Tap in with me during the week. Catch up later. I'm hitting the button. Bye.
BlastMusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time.